Underneath, what a finish!
And Marshall Lunas, I guess, made a smart play when you think about it, just giving up that bucket and don't pick up another foul.
Holloway among the top scoring sixth men in the country this season for Nate Oates. Here comes Lewis, stops on a dime, resets. Barrett. As we hit the 12-minute mark, Barrett under control. Boy, a thing of beauty the other night was just sensational. 17 points. Boy, pretty spin. Saxon couldn't finish, and then it's Barrett underneath.
So far we've seen Vanderbilt's defense in action. They've made some good decisions on the double teams, one on the blocks, one on the wings.
This is Marshall Lunas. They work it into the corner. This is Barrett on a three, and finally gets the Gales their first points. Saxon, now to Barrett. Baseline leaner, misses, and he's going to clean up his own mess.
Yeah, nice work on the offensive animal mascots, I guess. That's a good one.
Jim, we thought that this would be an evenly matched game between these two, and so far, it's exactly what it's been. St. Mary's and Vanderbilt in the 7-10 battle. Barrett trying to fend off the defense. And
pretty good reason to take a timeout, though, if you know it's going to be a one possession. If he's anticipating it's going to be that type of game in the last 2 minutes and change here, but you've given up all your timeouts. Sometimes that's not that big a factor.
Ross gets a Saxon screen, slithers inside. Barrett, big shot for the Gales.
Gales very happy to be deliberate on offense. Luke Barrett, offensive rebound, puts it back in.
He makes landed on Ross out of bounds.
Gales got lucky, but it didn't. Otherwise, it would have been Gonzaga ball. Shot clock down to 7. Luke Barrett making his way closer to the basket. Barrett scores. It's 48-42. These two teams, it hasn't been pretty for either team on the offensive end. Barrett on the inbound play just kind of flipped it up, and somehow it went. Another team that could turn into an extra quad one win if you're a Zags fan. We're done. Sports Center coming up next. Barrett will lay it in. Probably not. Pepperdine run, and the Waves have announced here in the early minutes that they are here to play for another night in Vegas.
Why does the Magic have to stop in Vegas?
Why? They're 2 wins away from an NCAA tournament berth, which would be one of the most likely in the history of this sport. Ross with spin move, got cut off. Barrett, wide open three. That one goes down.
Luke Barrett dominates.
This guy is red hot. Carrying this team. Has a feeling of it's going to be another fun night for Pepperdine. Saxon down low. Extra pass. Barrett, instead of shooting the three, gets closer to the basket. That was a good move.
Strong
three in the first 8 minutes of the game. Wessels, that was a tough move. Barrett got the offensive rebound and scores again.
Remember I said Luke Barrett was talking about imposing your will. We've been mentioning this during the course of this game. Dave, 8 offensive rebounds, 12 total missed shots. That's a 67% offensive rebounding percentage. Like, that's obscenely high, but it is who they are. They get a lot of offensive rebounds. Not at that clip. Nobody does. But a really good offensive rebounding team.
I think that does help you, don't you, in an NCAA tournament setting where even if you have those are hard plays.
Those are effort plays.
Three, no good.
Just like that one is for Luke Barrett.
Big time. But the foul trouble is just piling up for Pepperdine individually as a team. Todorovic forced that one up. And that's what St. Mary's is making him do.
Luke Barrett, by the way, 11 points, 8 rebounds on the game.
And great defense against the top scorer for Pepperdine.
Yeah. Part of it is taking pride in the assignment. What is your assignment? How much pride do you have in it?
There's Barrett again. He gets another basket.
I think they looked at it each other like, oh, we can play in this game. You know, they didn't get blitzed early by St. Mary's. It's their senior night, kept the crowd out of it, and now we got a ball game. Another defense for Oregon State. Now they're in 2-3 zone, a mix-up.
Barrett driving under and scores.
Did you see
Souls? Shot clock is down. Saxon gets it up. Missed it. Saxon return fire. Bucket. Foul. The Frenchman.
Nearly 40% from three. He's only made 18 twos this year, and now he's made 38 threes. That's what he does. He's a shooter.
Barrett driving. Oregon State has been changing defenses all night. Shot clock's down. Go time. Barrett. Three. Yes!
Picking up his fourth foul. This is an important chance for LMU to get into a little bit more of a flow offensively.
Wessels with the block. Marshallonis pushes tempo. Good look to Barrett. And the layup is in.
What a pass from Mark.
6-0 run by LMU.
Stay in the zone that's been successful for LMU these last few possessions. See if St. Mary's can figure it out. Attack the middle, quick decisions.
Oh, a three by Barrett. And
without Graham Ike being on the floor.
Right past Joe Few and scores. Uncontested, banks it in. Full court pressure here, which at times over the years when you and I have been in this venue especially has bothered St. Mary's. Barrett wide open, knocks down the three. They didn't go. Lewis dribbled into a three. That one no good. Barrett offensive rebound, sticks it back in. Hook shot baseline, short. Kell's going to get loud here if the Zags can get another basket. They scored the first 4 of this half. And Gregg, no. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Gregg.
They scored the first 4, and they've done it all attacking to the basket. It was Ike on the first one, and then Ike setting the screen, and Nolan Hickman utilizing that screen to create a seam to drive and attack and finish.
Zach is using this pressure shot. I don't think necessarily trying to force a lot of turnover.
No, Dave, what they want to do is they just want to shorten up the shot clock so when they get into their stuff in the half court, they have to play with a little bit better pace. If you're used to operating the final third of the shot clock, but you're used to running multiple screens and ball reversal.
Down to 3, down to 2. Barrett with the left hand, the finish. St. Mary's, other than Lewis, has only made 2 threes. Now make it 3. Lewis away, lays it in.
That was a careless pass by the freshman against the press, and an aggressive play by Caleb Battle. He read it like a free safety on a soft pass from a quarterback.
Just got it over. Saxon now will regroup. That was a big sequence for Gonzaga. The 2 free throws and the quick layup. Lead is 6. Shot clock to 5. Barrett kind of pushes one in.
It's good that he's taken 5 shots. The Gales obviously would like to see a couple of those go down.
Max McKinnon scoring on the other side. Portland back in front 10-8. We're nearing the under 12 media. We haven't even had the under 16 yet. There's Barrett going underneath in reverse. And Luke Barrett.
You could tell that was a design play that Shante Liggins had and looked like it might work, and then it didn't.
Had the look they wanted.
Yep.
As Barrett spins his way underneath. Got it to fall.
Bucket.
McKinnon lost a handle on his dribble drive, and Wessels comes away with it. Might have been poked from behind by Marshallonis.
And dare I say, with just a little more than 3 minutes to go and the margin 18, I think the game is effectively out of reach.
It might be out of reach, but is it at a point where the Gales might head to the bench? Now they might.
Take on Baylor at Foster Pavilion in Waco.
One of the words I would use for St. Mary's on both of the ends of the floor is consistent. You know, they don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't turn the basketball over, and they just consistently get the ball.
Deal already with 7.
Struggled in this first matchup, only 3 points and 4 rebounds. He has been a spark early in this game.
Shot clock winding down to the Gales and spinning inside for Santa Clara.
What a finish. The first matchup between these two teams only had 2 points. He has been playing much better since that encounter.
Making a start tonight as the runner. Luke Barrett game.
To your point about Moroskis not starting here in the second, he didn't look like himself athletically in that first half. The left ankle is clearly bothering him.
He rolled it at Oregon State this past Saturday night. 2 minutes into the game. As a 3, Luke Barrett for
official.
So he's replaced by the redshirt freshman Buki Aboye. And right to the basket.
Of rebounds now for Santa Clara. Has led to 8 second chance points as well.
Some restlessness here in Moraga from the Gales faithful. Corner 3, Luke Barrett into the bonus for the rest of the night.
Wessels, though, has to be careful. He's got 4 fouls himself. As aggressively as he has searched out contact, don't want to give the officials a chance to call one on you.
Luke Barrett down the lane.
In the post, it's almost impossible to stop him down there.
St. Mary's executing at this end. They're 10 for 16 from the floor.
Beavers in the 1-3-1 zone. We'll see if the Gales can get an open shot.
Deuces Marshalonis the kick. Luke Barrett, 3.
In the open court, he has his hands full defensively guarding the best player in the conference, but he's got to look to score. And right there, an uncharacteristic live ball turnover by the Gales gave him an opportunity.
Luke Barrett, nice reverse on the baseline.
Guess who with the dime and the finish? Big possession right there to keep that rhythm.
And a 3. Luke.
Marshalonis. Oh, wow.
How about Saxon just taking himself? There's Barrett for the tip in.
But when you...
Another rebound for Mitchell Saxon. He's got 10 of those. 1 point away from a double-double for Saxon. Barrett again passed up the outside shot. That time gets the runner to go.
And they've turned the ball over. They're not making free throws. They're not making their shots. They started 9 of 10. They're just 2 of their last 10 right now.
It really does. That free throw shooting has changed the entire game. Barrett, 3, right side. Go! Lewis, pull up. No good. Barrett fires off the glass.
So good with the basketball in his hands.
St. Mary's is completely out of sync here. I thought the same about Santa Clara about 5-6 game minutes ago.
Barrett driving on Mahi, lays it in, tied again at 24.
Seems like he's grown out of that. He's also grown into being a vocal leader for the St. Mary's team. He's always been a leader, but one of the 3 captains on this Gale squad, and they say he's very vocal this year as a 5th year.
Moroskis, they tried to go to him early to start this game. Barrett with the runner. Look, Barrett with 2.
You've Santa Clara, you want to make sure this doesn't start out the way the first half started out. They got down double digits early.
Bryant missed everything. Barrett again. 2 for 2.
Ways to win.
the opponent's point per game. It's just stifling how they play defense. And the one that jumped out to me, Richie, which we talked about, is there's 4 on the clock. They're going to have to shoot it. Barrett does. And that's the way the game's gone for St.
Day. And he's off to a good start here. He's got 6 points. Look at that. See, that number doesn't happen for St. Mary's either. In conference play, they're averaging just 7 turnovers a game, and they've got 5 already. Saxon. Nice back cut, and Barrett. Conference, because a lot of that talent is here with Washington State.
Yeah, they won the Big Sky. Unfortunately, they were upset in the Big Sky tournament, so couldn't get to the NCAAs, but 4 very talented transfers have followed David Riley here.
Barrett driving, spinning. Barrett with a bucket and a big one.
Break team by any means, but they want to play quicker. 2 made threes early for San Francisco, but it is +3 already on the boards. The scoring load in the backcourt. Williams has 10 points, with Thomas only having 4. The Dons have missed their last 6 shots.
Yep.
Saxon drops it off. Barrett for the Gales. San Francisco's gone only almost 5 minutes without scoring.
Yep. St. Mary's holds their opponents at 61 points a game.
7th in the nation.
Yep, it's tremendous.
Shot clock winding down for the Gales. Barrett takes it himself.
Capacity 3,100. We're tied at 9, 11:30 to play. The good news for Pepperdine, they're getting all these tough games out of the way early, but it has resulted in a 1-4 record and currently in 8th place in the league standings. Out in front, Marshalonis, right side, 3-point shot is good. Been out for about a month, played Thursday against San Francisco. Todorovic throws it up. That shot misses, and the Waves stay ice cold. And Barrett comes in the front court. Go around Dozic, driving, lays it up and in, that counts his foul. The transfer from Arizona, they go down low, inside, missed shot by Barrett. Ball tipped up, that rolls up, another chance, and Barrett throws it. He's this team with 33 pointers. Left side, this is the guy you don't want to leave alone, and the shot spins in and out, but tapped up and in by Barrett. Top of the key to Lewis, dribble along the baseline, stop his jumper, comes up short. Again, another offensive rebound by the Gales. Barrett dribble down the lane, go all the way and lay it in.
13 for Barrett.
For St. Mary's, here's Ross with 1 second on the shot clock, throws it up. Shot no good, but the put back in by Barrett.
And control what you can control, not be sloppy with the basketball. Otherwise, St. Mary's will make you pay.
Joey Chama's on for his first action for San Diego. A sophomore from LA, inside, another one good. 9 the first, Chama. He'll take the 3, it's on the way, no good. Saxon another rebound.
Hey, like when Marshalonis is just every part of his game, I keep saying it's so effortless. This guy's gliding on the court. It's almost like he's wearing skates. He's skating past everybody.
Into the corner, Barrett for 3, it's good.
So it's a tough battle for him inside the paint. He's got the experience and the size and the weight. Currently working against Webb, and he's got the same type of size on Truitt. He's got Truitt by 30 pounds.
Barrett in the corner for 3, right at the buzzer.
That's what I assume.
Of course, exactly. That's exactly how it goes.
That's right.
So Kluwett's got 7 now. Barrett, what a pass inside, he lays it in.
Saxon's going to have to shoot it. Barrett, nice job, and falling down, puts it in.
And a college basketball analyst. But it's impacting sport. Instant offense off the bench. Mikey Lewis can really get it going.
Barrett left Amy no good. Morauskas with the rebound.
I like that aggressive playing off 2, attacking the paint. Just got to be able to finish.
Barrett spinning and a nice Nice move on McBride, who has out-rebounded St. Mary's in the second half, 7-6.
Imagine the toughness.
High 11 assists today, 0 turnovers.
Thought you were going to jinx her earlier.
It was close. Helps that they had a lead and she didn't have to play the final couple of minutes.
Portland back into the zone out of the timeout.
Barrett, the three. And the former sixth man for the Gales.
Who's now trapped in the corner. Here comes Marshallonis. Hands off. Saxon tried to go reverse. Got caught on the bottom of the rim. Now Barrett found a seam. Lays it in. Flexes and gets one on.
Dorovic was able to beat Luke Barrett. He beat him around on the opposite side of the ball. And then once he got the ball, Barrett was trailing him and couldn't get in front of him. And Todorovic got the bucket.
Another great screen set by Saxon. Diagonal passes going tic-tac and toe, and Wessels had the finish, and Wessels has the block on the other side. Here come the Gales in transition. It's Barrett all the way to the glass. Still got that one to drop in. It's only a matter of time until the Tigers break that WCC winless drought that's been nearly 2 years in the making, as Luke Barrett was able to fight off some contact.
And I think the pass he made on the previous possession had something to do with him getting a little space there, because Mitchell Saxon couldn't go out as much as he might have liked.
Luke Barrett knocks down a three-pointer. Stripped of the basketball as he was going up. Gales still have it, 3 to shoot. There goes Ross for 3. Left side miss, and Luke Barrett on the third chance puts it in. The way that St. Mary's allowed Utah State to kind of just run up and down the floor against them at will, as Luke Barrett cuts in and gets the first points of the night for St. Mary's. 3 to tie the game. The first couple of games, 2 of the first 3, as a matter of fact, for Pacific this year against non-NCAA Division I opponents. Barrett, near side 3, he drains it. Good answer by LB. One thing we were talking about against the Aggies on Sunday night, St. Mary's was doing really good on the offensive glass in that game. As Ross comes up with a steal, there goes Luke Barrett coast to coast.
No, it's not pretty at the moment on the Gales' offensive production or lack thereof.
There's Barrett. Wants to go all the way and finishes off the glass. To play with such a high motor.
Yeah, he came into the game tonight leading the NCAA in minutes per game at 37.6. Talked with Randy Bennett this week. He said, Luke Barrett plays so hard, it's hard to take him off the floor. That was part of a story that I wrote for smcgales.com, and just on cue, Luke.
18 of the last 19 matchups. The one loss in there was in January of 2020 in a 4-overtime game in Stockton. Defensive efficiency since the 2019-2020 season before the COVID-19 pandemic, and defensive efficiency measured as points per 100 possessions. Gales making the extra pass. It's Barrett putting his man in a blender and dropping that one in.
Fisher, he beat 2 players on that. He beat Barrett down the lane, and then Morauskas made a good effort to give some help, and Fisher was able to get by Morauskas as well.
Ross to Luke Barrett for 3, and he drains it. Fisher out to Washington for 3, back iron miss, and Luke Barrett has a rebound, and he's got a double-double. His third double-double of the season, and the Gales have 3 double-doubles tonight.
And if Washington's 3 had gone down, this game might be a little bit more tight than the fans here at UCU Pavilion would have preferred. I think at this point, with the Gales milking the clock, it's about done. But give the Tigers credit as Barrett goes down the lane.
And Utah State, their first road game of the season. Templin, another 3. That one hit glass first. And Lewis has the rebound. They played 3 neutral site games in November, including a game against Iowa. Barrett for 3. Got it! Baskets.
Sharing is caring.
Acano misfires on a 3, and Saxon has the rebound. They've had as many as 28 assists in a game twice this season. And they've had as many as 24 assists on 4 occasions.
And to put 28 in perspective, an NBA team, if it gets 30, is thinking it's doing well. And the
Eagles have not penetrated yet. There it is to the right elbow for Morauskas. Goes for a long 2. Barrett with the offensive rebound and all the way, laying it in uncontested. It's a 4-point game.
Again, the numbers would lead you to believe there's no way that St. Mary's would be up by only 4, but St. Mary's is up by only 4.
And the Gales find a little life here on what could be its final possession of the half. Marshallonis to Lewis. Gales can't penetrate. 6 to shoot. There goes Barrett, and he's able to penetrate 3. He drains it. And we have a 1-point game in Moraga.
And it's as close as it's been since the Gales were up 1-0, 23 seconds into the game. The first of 2 free throws by Morauskas.
The 5-0 run is the largest Merrimack has had tonight. They've got all 5 points here in this second half. Barrett around the screen set by Hardaway. Weaves to his left and finishes up.
Keep good men down.
Clark blocked by Marshallonis. It's his second block of the season. Corner 3, Barrett drains it.
See big number 1 there at the top of your screen. St. Mary's has not one, but 2 different players who come in at 7'1", 275. Luke Barrett will continue to shoot. 5 turnovers for the Broncos, 3 for St. Mary's. Starters on the floor for the 24th year man, Randy Bennett. Luke Barrett, the native of California. He's got great. R.J. Keene. Another big rebound for Mitchell Saxon. He's pulled down 3 tonight. St. Mary's can tie or draw within 1. We're under 8 left to play here in Eastern Idaho. Augustus Marshallonis working on a 15-point game. Barrett ties it up. Give him 10. Boise State back on top. Another young player, Mikey Lewis. Buchanan late, trying to intercept. Barrett 2 for his
running Utes. Hunter Erickson drops it off for Gabe. Comes up short.
That's how they like to play. They like to space that basketball, pour it out, get on the perimeter, shoot the triple.
Barrett from long range buries it. Barrett leaving Dawes behind. Off the window and in.
See, the big fella got him dunked. Decibel level in the stadium has gone way up in the second half.
Barrett, nice pump fake. Finds a way to get it to.
Beautiful in basketball. That's that one might be in the Louvre. The release and the rotation off of Mikey Lewis's jump shot.
Saxon, what a feed to Barrett, who jams it down with
really good pass on that play.
Well, here's the question. Would we go back and backfill those assists as Smith? They tried a little razzle-dazzle Spears to Smith, and it didn't work. And Barrett running the other way, crashing into the cheerleaders. 5 for a Gales team that's been pretty dang good in that area all season long.
And there was a lopsided margin early in rebounds as well.
Barrett driving and finishing. What a Morauskas in the corner. Ross heaves it up. It's short. Saxon tips the rebound to Barrett, who finishes.
15 points and consecutive threes on back-to-back possessions for the freshman after Arizona State missed 9 of their first 10 attempts from three-point territory. Barrett, clean look, and he cashes in. Polis Morauskas back on the floor with 4 fouls for St. Mary's. Shot clock down to 5. It's Barrett sneaking in to start the second half, and all 4 of those makes have come right at the 10.
Yeah, they're running the same play again.
This time Ross gets rid of it. Barrett knocked over Noling and flips it in.
Not at all. They are putting on a defensive master class right now.
That's a great way to put it. Even with Saxon, a top 5 shot blocker in program history, on the bench, Barry Wessels almost a carbon copy. Wessels draws 2. Ross makes the extra pass. Barrett darts inside and lays it in. Timeout, UA.
We resume action. Still the same starting 5 on the floor for St. Mary's. Marshallonis, a hanger in the lane, no good, but Saxon the rebound.
Yeah, I think Marshallonis was looking for a foul call there.
Ross back to Marshallonis, head fakes a 3. Back out to Ross. Now Barrett, wing 3 is good.
3-guard rotation, they can all get a sub, they can all get their breath, even if Marshallonis does play a hefty amount of minutes more often than not.
Saxon hands it to Ross, now gets it back. Looking to back in. Barrett, 3-ball from the wing is good. New trend in basketball, having 10 guys you can throw out there versus, say, a big 3. Barrett on the inbound lays it in. Probe inside. Look to kick out. Barrett, 3-ball on the way. Late in the shot clock, no good. Hardaway keeps it alive for Marshallonis. Second time he's done that. Marshallonis, kick out to Barrett. 3 on the way is good.
Colorado Mesa with Coach DeGeorge.
Yeah, if you're Cal Poly, you're thinking, okay, we got the ball to start the half. We can maybe cut this thing to 11. And a turnover is not what they wanted. Luke Barrett hanging into the lane, and he gets it to go. Back to Barrett. 3 on the shot clock. Barrett, runner in the lane with the right hand, no good. And the putback for Barrett is. Isaac Jessup gets a break. 5:15 to go. 70-59. Barrett, baseline jumper is good. The Gales from 3-point range. But up 78-64 with a minute and a half to go.
And I think that's what allowed Saxon to get going in some of the interior game. I think Cal Poly realized if you're going to force them to shoot that many open threes, it still won't work that way either defensively.
Andrew McKeever, the big from Livermore, is in. Barrett to the cup, off the glass and in.
And either Arizona State, which gave Gonzaga a pretty good game about a week and a half ago. St. Mary's schedule will ramp up fairly quickly and significantly in the next week or two.
Barrett, rhythm 3. Rattles down for Cameron Walker.
Cameron Walker guarded by Cade Bennett. Cade did a pretty good job. That was one of those things, good defense, better offense.
Now, Cade gave St. Mary's some huge minutes in the first half against Nebraska. Nice back cut, Barrett.
Of moving his feet, not drawing a foul. Fouls have been a problem for Saxon so far this year. He's already fouled out twice.
What kind of pace do the Gales want to play here today, Sean?
I'm not going to say completely methodical, but they are going to get deeper into the shot clock than any of the opponents that Nebraska has faced so far, certainly.
As Marshallonis picks it out in the corner. 3 on the way is good for Luke Barrett. It's here today, but the size that St. Mary's has, they need him to play well today.
And nice job by me of not allowing the dribbler to get into his body, utilize his length.
Barrett tries again for 3 and knocks down 2 early. Big Ten tournament. That was 23 points a game late last season. Now the block, the Ukton Gel. But the free ball into the hands of Luke Barrett.
In that dribble drive, but it's what he does with the ball in his hands to set up his teammates that is so dangerous, and Nebraska can avoid that at least for the time being.
Barrett's at a couple of threes. He'll attack and score. Down around Gavin.
He's going to defend him as aggressively with those 2 fouls. Took advantage. Nice job by Morgan forcing him out wide.
And the 3 for Luke. Kyle is going to be more efficient here tonight. It's Marshallonis for 3. It rattles out, and the rebound right there. Mitchell Saxon goes up. Shot might have been blocked. Barrett comes in, and Barrett finishes. Heels are trying to get a little more aggressive defensively here to take away some of the passes. It almost cost them there. Mikey Lewis missed an assignment.
but a shot missed. Harry Wessel's rebound. Barrett the other way. Barrett 2 points. Barrett of the Zips moniker.
Okay.
Back when it was put up to a student vote, the winning name suggestion got a $10 cash prize as Barrett circles the tin without. Harris is good, and the three-point play successful. 78-66. Gales by 12. 5:10 to play in regulation.
And Mitchell Saxon does have a double-double now with 11 points and 10 boards. If Augustus Marshallonis gets one more point, the Gales will have 3 players with double-doubles.
Barrett underneath and goes. So both teams turn it over on the opening possessions. Jordan Ross now with it for St. Mary's. The Gales 76-69 in their season-opening win against Towson. The offense a little bit ahead of the defense, says Mickey McConnell. And that certainly will change as the season progresses, but you got to like where the Gales offense is. And Luke Barrett off the back of the iron. Chattanooga, they're back out in front.
Chattanooga has had about 3 or 4 of those nice inside bounce passes. That hasn't necessarily led to a bucket, though that one did.
St. Mary's playing from behind again early as they did on Monday night, but once they went on a 10-0 run, they were able to get past Townsend and never trailed in that game. It's Barrett. Barrett on a drive, found a crease, and lays it in.
You say hasn't scored. Very nice turnaround move by Mr. Huff.
It ties the game up at 18. I'll own that one. As Mitchell Saxon tries to work it inside. Fights through a double team, knifes it out for Barrett for 3, and he drains it in half.
Maybe Bonham with a little impetus to try to get going early after he had a slow first half. And that wasn't bad defense by Ross. It's a really good move by Bonham.
Luke Barrett on the drive, and he gets that one.
They get down the shot clock. They kind of force up shots. The Gales kind of make the defense do something it doesn't want to do. And there's a beautiful pass from
top is just off the mark by May. Offensive rebound for Suleiman. And now Barrett comes up with the errant shot. Suleiman a little slow to get up on the other side of the floor, but now he races back down to help out his Towson Tigers. Tie game 7-7. Morawskis trying to body his way up in the paint. Now he's double teamed, flips it to Barrett near side corner. Now Barrett knifes his way in. And the Gales working it all around the floor. Luke Barrett slithers in. Up their rhythm. Tark knifing his way through on Saxon. Was a little off the money. And Luke Barrett there for the rebound. Luke Barrett, a former walk-on player, calls his own number, and he drains it. One look easy. Ross thought about calling his own number. Now to the baseline, and his shot a little off the money. Now out to Morawskis. And an offensive rebound and a fresh 20 for the Gales. Marshallonis, no look, into the corner for Barrett. Yes, sir!